So this is a Bailey Unicorn Cadiz. It's going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll demonstrate these to you in person here on site. Coming down the side of the caravan, you've got a storage locker for the front right hand side of the caravan. So as you can see here, nice big storage area, and you've got one on the opposite side in the same place. You've then got your wind down legs on either side at the front to stabilise the caravan while it's on site. You'd never lift the caravan with these legs, it's just there for stabilising. Going a bit further down the side of the van, you've got your water pump connection, so you pull the pump out the side of the van and push it in place and lock it in. You've then got your pickup pipe that drops down inside the aqua roll. You do need to make sure this pickup pipe is fully submerged in water prior to turning on the water system. If it is not, you could potentially drag air into the water system and cause an airlock in the water pipes. You have your Aldi heating and hot water flue next, that's that grey cover you see there. Don't need to do anything with this. It very much works the same as the flue on the side of your house. Going further down the side of the van, you've got your gas locker with your two gas bottle tie downs and your gas regulator on the bulkhead. We do have the pipe work available here on site should you need some to connect to the top of the gas bottle itself. Next to that you have the two fridge vents. Two fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. Behind the cover on the top right hand side you'll see this cover here that is essentially the gas flue for when you're running the fridge on gas. Motor mover and wheel nuts. We'll torque the wheel nuts prior to you leaving site with the caravan, and we'll also demonstrate the motor mover. The front of the van you've got your water that goes into the fresh water system. Then on the side of the van you've got your two grey waste pipes where it comes back out the side. So you put your pipes into these larger diameter grey holes and then drop them down inside the waste master that will sit down by the side of the van. Back of the caravan you have your toilet flush tank. You'll open up the flap here and you'll put 3.5 litres of water in and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. Then in the bottom you have the toilet waste cassette, which you release by pulling up the orange handle and pulling the cassette towards you. The orange neck here turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap is a measure for your pink and your blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. You'll see again on either side of the rear of the van you have your two wind down legs. You've then got a storage locker for underneath the single rear bed on this side of the rear of the van. Your battery locker with your battery connections on top. Your mains power lead coming into the side of the caravan. And then coming down the front, you've got your last wind down leg, storage locker for the front of the van, and your barbecue gas point. Going onto the inside of the caravan now. As you come in the door, on the left hand side, you'll actually see your main control panel for the van. So you've got your master power switch on the top left hand side to turn the power on and off, as you can see. You've got your water pump run, which I'll come back to in a moment. You've got your interior lights for the caravan, on and off, and you've got your awning light for the outside of the caravan, on and off. Your options here, you've got your settings for the control panel, you've got your internal temperature of the caravan, and you've got your current battery voltage for the caravan. The first thing you're going to do when you come inside the van is you're going to need to turn the power on and then fill the water system up. So to fill the water system up, you're going to open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system. You're then going to come underneath the seat on the front right hand side of the caravan, and underneath this seat you will see a yellow valve. Now this yellow valve is for the drain down system and the filling up of the caravan. So with that yellow valve parallel with the floor you can actually fill the water system up, and if it's upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat you'll drain the water system down. So with the valve in its current position, which is parallel with the floor, we're going to go over to the water pump switch and fill the water system up. I'm going to hit the water pump just here. So the water pump will turn on. As soon as you have water flowing out of every tap on board the caravan continuously, you can shut all of the taps back off, and then we can start thinking about warming the water on board the van. For the heating and hot water systems to work on board the van, you'll need to make sure the power switch that says Aldi water heating system is turned on and you have the red light on at the front. That is when you're running on 240 mains. If you're running on gas, I still advise you leave this switch on, but it will just operate through the gas on the caravan. Coming over to the control panel on the far side of the van. To enter it, this is your heating and hot water, should I explain here, just on the bottom side. We can press the store reset. You've got your off position, and you've got heating and hot water on or heating and hot water off for the control panel. We're going to come across to the right, and you've got your current room temperature. You've got minus or plus for your heating on board the van. Now the lower you go, obviously the colder the van will be. 5 degrees is the heating off completely. Press the button to speed it up a little bit. Come across to the right, and you've got your option for hot water. So you currently got hot water off, and you've got hot water on and hot water off on the 2 buttons here. If we come across, we'll leave that on for a moment so you can see it warming up. Come across to the right again, and then you've got gas on or off. Now it's currently saying gas on. Not sure why that is, there's no gas bottle connected. When you want to turn the gas supply on, if your gas bottle is turned on in the locker, you'll hit the on position. The gas system will self-ignite on gas, and if it fails to ignite, it will come up with gas fail on the screen. If I come across to the right again, you then got your mains power option. So you've got either off, 1, 2 or 3 kilowatt, depending on what caravan site you're on. If you're on a mains powered site, then we do advise you use the mains to heat the heating system and the water system. One thing I do advise is if you're on a lower powered site and you want the water system to warm up quicker, then you use the gas and the electric as a combination. In the top right hand corner here on this control panel, it's going to indicate that we've got mains power coming into the caravan. Now at the bottom of this screen, if I was carrying on to continue across to the right, it would bring up some options down the bottom of the screen. For these, we do advise you read the manual that comes with the caravan and make sure you fully understand them before you try to play or you change any of the settings in the control panel, as potentially you can turn the heating and hot water off in the back of this control panel, and more than likely the van would need to come back to us at this point to have a reset done on the control panel. So that is your heating and hot water for the caravan. Next up is the fridge. Now the fridge is very simple to use. You've got an off position here at the top. You've got your 240 mains option for when you're on a mains powered site, and you can control the temperature of the fridge on this dial on the right hand side, which you can also use for controlling the temperature of the fridge on gas. 12 volt mode is for when you're towing down the road, so essentially you can use the fridge as a cool box. If you use the fridge as a cool box, you'll need to have it on the 12 volt mode, connected to the car with the right power source connection on the car. If you do not have the correct connection on the car, or it is not wired up correctly, then the fridge will not operate as a cool box, and it will also not charge the battery as you are travelling. You've then got your gas option at the bottom to ignite the gas system for the fridge. Put it onto the gas mode, press in the temperature control and hit the igniter at the same time. Once the fridge is ignited on gas, this little red line here will come around into the green, and that's essentially your pilot light. Once that little red light is in the green, you'll continue to hold down the gas valve for a further 5 to 10 seconds, then slowly release the valve. You then keep an eye on the line just to make sure it stays in the green. If it drops back down, then it has failed to ignite on gas, and you'd probably need to go through the re-igniting process again. Behind me, we've got the microwave plate, and on the front of the microwave you will see, please do not leave microwave plate in microwave whilst travelling. So as you can see, we do advise to remove this when you're travelling down the road, as that is quite a big object there. If it was to pop the door open to hit your cabinets, as I'm sure you can probably appreciate. Hob, oven and grill all work very much like your household appliances. The only thing you need to remember is if you're not on a 240 mains powered site, the 240 electric ring at the back of the hob will not work. It will only work if you're on a mains powered site, the same as the microwave, which again works very much like a household microwave. Coming into the back of the caravan, we have our toilet system. So you have a red indicator light on top of the toilet that indicates when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The flush button, so when you press this button, it'll allow the toilet system to flush, and that's what you need to top up on the outside of the van. You then have your toilet seat itself. It turns for your convenience, as you can see. However, when you're done using the toilet waste when you are trying to remove the toilet waste cassette from underneath the caravan, it will need to be in the straight on position as it is now. Then below the toilet, you'll actually find the grey waste handle. So when you want to use the toilet, you have it in the open position, and when you don't, you have it in the closed position. Last thing I'm going to show you is the 240 power switches underneath the seat on the front left hand side of the caravan. Underneath the seat here, you will find your 240 trip switches. And a little tip for you is if you're on site and you're not sure if you've got mains power coming in, hit the test switch, and if this button drops down, it means you have got mains power coming in. On the left hand side here and the right hand side of these two, or below the two trip switches on the left hand side, should I say, it will indicate what each of these is for. And below that, the last thing we go through is the 12 volt fuses. Now as you can see, each of these is individually marked above with which fuse should be in these sockets. And down the bottom you have your indicator for what each of those are for. So this is the Bailey Unicorn Cadiz. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate your business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon. Thank you again. Bye bye.